I have JJ here. Ryan, have a good rest of the week.
Thanks,
And
mate.
thank you, K-Man and Stell. It was great to hear you. The Dream Team has expanded its roster over the years. We get pinch hitters and everything. So we have a whole ball club here. And stick around for JJ. Guy has a lot of experience. Welcome back, JJ. It's nice to be able to chat with you. Hope you had a good, 2024, and I'm hoping you have a great 2025. What's top
Hey,
of mind for you, buddy?
hey, Coach. Thanks so much for having me back. It's always good to be here. I always learn something when I come on with you guys because I'm not macro at all. I know none of that stuff. So it's I'm a pure inventory and order flow guy. So it's
Okay,
great
well,
to.
let's go with is there any inventory above the S&P's all-time high?
There's really not. He were in. I'm sharing my screen now
Yeah, I see it.
as we would say in the old penny stock days, there's really not much overhang, you know?
Yeah, right.
And when we talk about overhang, we talk about overhanging supply. And the reason I got that is I used to have to pay people to bring buying into a stock. So if I paid you to bring in a million shares and you brought in a million shares of buying between $5 and $6, when the stock breaks $5, what's the buying retention? What percentage of people did you bring in? They're actually going to hold, or how many people are going to flip out? So the futures market is pretty speculative these days. So
Okay.
I would think that a lot of the people who were long, back in December,
Yeah.
January, I mean, we beat the holy living crap out of them.
Yeah, it was a great time for a bear raid.
That was just a huge washing machine move, as
Yeah. Yeah.
the great Art Cashin would say, that was, we just took the carpet out and beat all the dirt out of it.
Yeah.
And these big margin flushes, in speculative instruments like the futures, what they do is I call them the great margin robberies. They just start
I like
taking,
that.
they just start
Yeah.
taking everyone's lower swing stop, and then it's just cascading margin calls into wholesale hands. Well, the shorts come in and they finally get to cover. The poor shorts that we trapped down here a couple of months before, they get to cover. And then, but the problem is, it flushes out, and then the people who initiate at bad trade location, they're the ones who help fuel the move up when they go to cover. So, and these markets are so thin. Um, if you drop any kind of size, unless it's at the open or the close, you're going to really move price quite drastically.
On which contracts? On the micros, on the bigs, on the minis, or
On
all of
on,
them?
on the mini, I just trade the micro and the mini,
Okay.
and I'm not a huge order book guy, but you look at the order book and it's so thin. And because we have electronic execution now, when any kind of size enters that order book, it parts like the Red Sea. It just poof, right? The size just disappears. And because the market makers have to spread their capital over a large trading range, because they only have a certain amount of net cap per instrument, um, the ranges get really big, and you'll see that we've seen that for months now. And yeah, go
Do you
ahead.
look
Sorry.
into dark pools for tells where the
No, I
whales are doing stuff? No?
No, no. What I do is because I'm a day trader, I'm really simple. I get a level and I just trade it. I do the same thing every day. I call it blue collar trading, where I just go and I have, the trade that I took this morning is real simple. When it goes from one color zone to another and then regains it, it's the look below and fail. So you go long a little bit here. First target is the top of the zone. Next target is the middle of the next one. So, you just take 3 to 5 contracts, and you're buying 52, 53. You put your stop underneath 52, 51. First target is 54. Second target's 56. You're in, you're out. You make a couple of points. And, you just make your daily bread every day.
Could call it a day.
Yeah, I don't trade for glory. If I want to make
So if you have one successful trade at the beginning of the day, because I knew floor traders say they
Yep.
just have a certain dollar amount that
Yep.
was their daily goal.
Yeah.
So you walk away after that?
Pretty much, yeah. Unless I'm really have a business plan for that day. Because I'm working on taking a couple of companies public. I'm also teaching and I'm doing mentoring. So I don't trade full time. I have a couple of other revenue streams. So for me, trading is like, I make my 3 to 5 points on 3 to 5 contracts. And then I might scalp a little bit when I'm doing my sessions and I'm teaching people. But I'm a big believer in making a bit of cash and getting the hell out. And if I were to not be taking companies public and doing that kind of thing and consulting and spend more time, then I would be a bit more. I trade a bit longer time
Are they,
frames and
considering your background in Vancouver, are they commodity related
N-
stocks that you're bringing
no, sir,
public?
they are not. One is a defense company, and the other one is a company that does batteries for satellites. I've taken 200
Wow.
public from gold mines to I've done everything. I've done so many public companies, about maybe 15 as the primary, and then the rest of them I've been the executing trader for the insiders.
Well, if you
So
send me some free trading and restricted, I'll pump it on Twitter.
beautiful, beautiful.
Anyway, because that's why I mean, that's how you're doing it. You get
Well,
paid with stock, right?
yeah, oh yeah, we get paid with stock, and that's what I said. If for me, if you wanted to make serious big money, how money is made in the market is by distributing paper, right?
Hmm.
And you know, retail trading is what we do between the deals, because deal take long to happen.
Yeah.
So this way you trade. This way you also don't have to make any stupid decisions when you're doing business because you're not forced because your daily bread is being covered by the income that you make for trading. And
Have the winds of change politically
oh boy,
give you any kind of insight on how the markets may be? I mean, you're bringing
I,
up lack of liquidity. Is this an event that's happened over the past couple months because of volatility and
I
maybe people are just
definitely.
getting blown out?
I think there's a lot of people getting blown out. And I also, like we, believe it or not, like we have, a gentleman in our room, just in our regular trading room, and he's at a fund that manages 4 billion and they have a couple of ETFs, but he comes to me to learn how to day trade. And, he's saying that they're very, very cautious about putting money to work now, especially at these levels. Um, and also, I think the political landscape, I'm not a political guy, I'm a Canadian, but man, I'd be nervous putting on size because this gentleman, he comes out and says stuff, and those, unless you're dealing with a lot of money, like really, really deep pockets and a long time frame,
Yeah,
but for me, you know what? If you want to make $300 million, go find a decent company, take it public, take, 18 to 24 months, sell 300 million shares, between $2 and $8. That's a beautiful sweet spot. There's so much liquidity out there in those in the under $20 range. And you're done, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Um, I mean, that's how you make real money. I am always been told to create and sell paper instead of buying someone else's. So that's why I really learn a lot from the macro guys because our whole thing was how do we get them to buy 100 million shares of this stuff? That's that's the side I come from, not from is this a good investment for my clients?
yeah.
Because
So you're like you're an IR specialist.
I'm an IR specialist and I'm also an executing trader. So I'm Larry
Yeah,
the Liquidator. I create the buying, I lure the sheep into the pen, and then, I'm also the executioner. I'm the one who's filling their bids. And that's all I've done, because my clients at the end of the day would ask two
I
questions. What's the
I
volume
just
and how much
pictured
must
you
go?
with one of those black masks on and one and a big axe.
You know,
Um,
so
you know, to,
that's why for
anyway,
retail, I'm like, keep it simple. Get one or two really, really basic trades where you really, really know the trade and you understand the risk and why the business works and makes the trade work, makes the chart work. And then
yeah.
just stick to that and don't get greedy in a market like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what I know you're not a market forecaster, but um,
Oh,
do you think that we're going to have good markets, just
I
whiplash markets from
I
news
think
flow?
I
What do you
think we'll have a bit of whiplash, and I think what this market is doing right now is it's sort of settling in. It's like we just put the car together, and all the suspension components are kind of settling into themselves. So it's
Yeah,
been bumpy.
breaking it in?
Yeah, we're kind of breaking it in, like breaking in a new pair of
Shoot, yeah,
of
shoes.
shoes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so we just got to be a little bit patient, and people hate being told to be patient. So let's just say, let's be smart about it. Let's be shrewd about it, and let the size traders and the size players, build out these charts so we can trade them.
Okay. There's been dynamic moves in precious metals and
Oh gosh, yeah.
bond bonds have been crazy. So I know your Vancouver friends are going crazy
Oh yeah, and
with
all
with
these,
all
all
the
these, oh yeah.
huh?
And all the Vancouver knuckleheads are into Bitcoin now, right? It was a
Oh,
mining,
okay.
that's how it works there. They're like, oh, what's hot? What do they want to buy? Oh, it's Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Okay, let's do Bitcoin. Because, all the mining companies became internet companies in 99 and 98.
right.
So they're just like, we got a shell. Let's give the people what they want, so we create a company and sell stock. But yeah, I really think there's going to be a lot of opportunity in the next 4 years. Um,
Okay.
I think it'll be a good 4 years. I think it'll be volatile, and the thing is, we just got to be smart about it.
People are going to have money because the consumer, I would say it's way up the ladder now. The people that have money will be the ones that have money.
Hmm.
The people that haven't had money, I don't know if they're going to turn into the investor class in this environment.
That's tough. I don't know the answer to that one, but I do know that access to the markets has never been easier. You
That's
can
a
open
great
a
point.
you can open an app on your phone,
Right.
transfer money into your account instantly, click and trade. In the
Yeah.
old days, it'd take a couple of days to open a brokerage account, and you put your ID in and compliance reviews and all of
Yeah.
that stuff, and then wire some cash in, and that would take 3 days. And
Yeah. You're right.
it's different now. People are it's a brave new world. Um, you know, it's always very very interesting to see. I mean, you remember Muriel Siebert and when Schwab
Yeah.
started the commission, free trading,
Yeah.
back then, and the whole thing just started to change. And I mean, my ticket charge was $25. And I used to charge
Yeah.
3.5 to 5% of the dollar value, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's commission-free trading, and everyone has access. And these kids, I mean, the things that I'm seeing in Bitcoin and these, in the crypto space, and I'm trying to wrap my old man head around that stuff. I find it fascinating. There's some really sharp young talent out there who have created some beautiful product, and they've done very well, you know.
Yeah. Their penny stock is our altcoins.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
They do
Yeah.
the same thing that you do as a promoter.
Yeah, in the old days, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
definitely do it. And without any SEC oversight, which is fascinating.
You have any view on AI and its impact? Are AI bots going to replace guys like you and me?
Well, gosh, we've already been replaced, coach. I mean,
Oh, I
the
missed
old
it.
days, the old days of phone trading, they replaced us
Oh,
with
yeah.
electronic execution. This is just, the whole industry has just become the
Yeah.
electronics
A
and the AI.
machine.
Did they just
Yeah.
make the business more efficient? You know, now
Yeah.
in the time that you and I would take to do a phone trade, they can wrap off 200 trades. you know.
Yeah.
And now
Right.
with AI, I don't even know how AI works, but I find it fascinating. And I do think it will change things drastically. But one thing I learned from all the old Vancouver brokers after BREX Minerals, guys who were making 200-300 grand a month who went to making 5 grand a month because they didn't learn how to adapt. Um, we as people in this marketplace, especially if we're not creators of the product, we need to learn how to adapt. So,
Yeah.
if electronic trading, if AI things, there will always be some way for us to carve out some dough. We just have to adapt and be a little shrewd, and that's what I've always liked about the market because no 2 days are really ever the same.
You're right. It's great being able to go into financial Disneyland every day,
It is. It is.
isn't it?
It is.
What ride should we jump on today?
Exactly. I don't think I couldn't do anything else. 33 years I've been doing this. You've been doing it a lot longer. And
342 years, man.
yeah, I can't I call them straight jobs. I don't think you and I could do a straight job, you know?
Only in a straitjacket.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, JJ, great catching up with you. How to, anything you want to wrap it with, and how
Yeah,
people get a hold of you, and
yeah, you
uh,
can get a hold of me at microefutures.com. And we've got a 7-day free trial. So, everything I do is common sense, blue collar trading. It's trading for the regular person off the street. There's nothing fancy. We teach you why the business works the way it does that creates the trade. So it helps you reason your way through things. And come visit us there. And it's always really, really good to be with you. I'm VWAP Trader One
yeah,
on Twitter.
yeah,
And
I'll type it in there.
it's always good to be on with Coach. And for those trading ES, we're obviously, if we opened up here, we're going to open on a gap. So let's see if we get some sort of inventory correction lower. Remember, it takes a couple of hours sometimes to correct inventory, and then the bid just lets go.
Yeah.
It's
Well, have a good day and have great days ahead of you,
Thank you,
JJ.
Coach. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Have
I'm
a
glad
great
you
week.
have. It sounds like you have a full plate.
Yeah,
So,
lots of fun.
yeah. So, I hope it's a great meal.
Thank you, sir.
All right, JJ, everyone, follow him at VWAP Trader. You want to
One.
learn
Yep.
how to day trade micro minis and just, try and knock out a few pips a day trading. He's helped many people do that. So, uh, thank you, Laura. People are thanking you, JJ.
Thank you so
So
much.
you could join the team in about 20 minutes or so. And on the morning edge, good luck on Turnaround Tuesday. See everyone tomorrow. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings, because, pips come and go. Blessings are there for you forever. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. Adios. Thanks, JJ. You're welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.